What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Samurai Radio Sports Network. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins defense and just kind of, I guess, gushing over how outstanding the defense has been. First off the bat, I want to thank you guys for watching yesterday's video. I really appreciate it, and that's all we're going to leave it at. So the Dolphins defense, they've just been playing outstanding football, right? The Dolphins, it's been crazy to look at, and I'm gonna pull up some stats on my own here up here just to get more in depth on what I want to talk about. But just the defense itself has been playing. Something just fell on my in my bed. The defense itself has been playing outstanding. I mean, when you talk about the Jets game, that's whatever, but the how they played Seattle, obviously they lost that Seattle game, but before, that fourth quarter, really they were playing Seattle extremely well. They destroyed San Fran, but they're not really that much of an offense. The Jets held them to 0 points, which when you think about it, oh my god, my voice. All right. Jesus. We're going to bring that back. When you think about it, the Jets also kind of almost beat the Patriots, funny enough, on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago. But then it was a great game against the Rams, held them very well. Arizona, it is what it is, but they played a great game again. And then against the Chargers, it was a great game. You take away the garbage time touchdown, and it is what it is. It's just been impressive. I mean, the performances that they've been putting on and the way that they've been able to do them has been extremely impressive. And one of the things that I think I've noted that I've really enjoyed has been the play of obviously the cornerbacks. Nick Needham has been kind of getting used to and getting in the groove of things, which I really like because I'm a Nick Needham fan and I want him to succeed. But just Xavier Howard has been playing out of his mind in terms of his coverage ability, the interceptions, the turnover ability. That's what you want. You're not going to throw Byron Jones's way. And Byron Jones and X had a rough week, although X, I think, he held Hopkins to 3 for 30. The penalties are the penalties, but he held him for 3 to 30. And like 3 out of those 4 penalties were bullshit. So when you really look at it, I mean, they've just been playing great. And most of the time, you're not going to throw Byron Jones's way. And when you do make the mistake of throwing X way, most of the time, he did allow a touchdown against the Chargers to Keenan Allen. And you could tell it was kind of sagging off on that one. But most of the time, he's going to pick it off, or it's going to be an incompletion, or you're just not going to throw it his way. So I've loved the play out of them. And then, of course, Zach Sealer, talking about the defensive line now, who got an extension to 2023 recently. He's been balling out. Absolutely balling out. And I've loved to see that. I mean, I was harping on a lot throughout the Dolphins podcast earlier this year how I like Zach Sealer a lot, and I liked a lot of what he put on tape last year, and he was kind of a difference maker on a defensive line in a year where we didn't think we were going to have any, difference makers. I mean, Christian Wilkins was having a pretty great rookie season, for especially for his position, but wasn't a sack guy, so you weren't really seeing anything out of him, right? But Zach Sealer was having a great season, and rightfully so. He gets a contract extension. He'll be here for another 3 years, so that's awesome. Really proud, really happy for Zach Sealer. I'm glad that he's on the team because he's a difference maker. He really is. You talked about, and I know we all talked about, really the chances that it was going to be a lot harder to kind of stop the run and get maybe generate a pass rush with Christian Wilkins being out and Kyle Van Noy really not being 100%. He hasn't been 100% all year, really. But of course, not being 100%, just getting lifted off of the COVID-19 list. So he probably wasn't in direct contact, whatever the situation, right? And Zach Sealer made it as if it wasn't, it was still difficult. There was still some things I think Dolphins fans came back to and were a little upset with. However, it was a situation where Zach Sealer made a difference. And having him, I think, has just been outstanding. And I'm really proud for the Dolphins organization that they're building talent. That's one of the things that we kept harping on with Nick Needham last year. Look, we don't know if he's going to be that direct number 2. That was always the question, but they were building talent. And that's why I think myself and a lot of others were really disappointed coming into this season that he wasn't playing as good as we thought he could. We looked at him and it was like, okay, he's been a really great piece like Zach Sealer in this year where we're rebuilding. However, he looks like he can be a piece that can continue to develop and can continue to be a part of this, defense for years to come, hopefully. And then he just wasn't getting along, and then now he's started to have a really good season. So happy, or at least a better season. Happy for Nick Needham, Zach Sealer. I'm happy for him. Emmanuel Ogba. I mean, this video is just essentially going down the list of guys that have just made a difference this season. Shaq Lawson has made a quiet difference. I know Emmanuel Ogba has been getting a lot of the hype because he has been outstanding. But Emmanuel Ogba and Shaq Lawson have been doing great jobs on the edge. Christian Wilkins was one of my favorite players coming out of the draft last year, or 2 years ago, I guess technically. I thought he had a really good rookie season, and like especially for his position. And then this season he started off on a hot note, and I feel like it's continued and it's gone again under the radar because it's not sack numbers, but he's been making a hell of a difference, just doing Christian Wilkins things. And I'm just the defense. I mean, I want to look at the offense, and I'll have a separate video going out tomorrow on Thursday about the offense, but and I have some words about that. But with the defense, I'm just it. Andrew Van Ginkel. I mean, you can go down the list of guys. Bobby McCain was looking like a shell of himself in terms of at least the attempt to be a safety. And maybe it was like, okay, we got to end this now. Give Brandon Jones more snaps because Brandon Jones, off the rip at the start of the season, was playing much better than Bobby McCain. And Bobby McCain has got along together. I still think that we need to get a safety. But he's been playing better. Raekwon Davis is a guy I really liked coming out of the draft. Brian Flores, of course, really liked him as well. He was one of those picks where I think I was talking before the season. I did a couple mock drafts as well, saying, that's the guy I want. And if he gets to the Dolphins, I would be extremely happy. He led the team in sacks, so that was great. Or in tackles on Sunday, so that's great. And I think that he's kind of getting along. He had a rough start to the season, but he's kind of getting his groove and getting along there. And again, for the Dolphins, I mean, right now you're half a game out of first place, and you didn't kind of think that that was going to be possible, especially after the first 3 weeks. And you want to see these next games really be wins. So before my voice gives out, I'm gonna say goodbye here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video on the Samurai Radio Sports Network, as I like to call it. No promises, no anything, just posting content when I want to, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, peace.